Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I am Vev Tripathi and with me is Debashish Sen and welcome to the post lunch show presented by the IDFC First Bank, and we didn't thought that we will be doing this post lunch show. We thought before the start of the day a lot of people anticipated that it would be end by lunch, but again Sri Lanka is showing tremendous great resistance, and again leading the charge is again the man who has been the thorn in India's progress, that is Sonal Dinusha, and then obviously Kesharan Novanta also providing valuable support from the other end. 100 runs, more than 100 runs they have already added in this partnership. 100 runs was scored in this session, wicketless session for Team India, and we will be discussing what exactly went wrong for India in the first session. Pretty flat. It last at the very end of the session there was an appeal made in last over by Ravindra Jadeja, but again that too didn't go in India's favor because that ball turned. Although no shot was offered by Kesharan Umanta, but that ball turned and that was missing. Given out on field by the umpire, but Kesharan Umanta straight away took the review and that saved him. And that sums up the session. That it was pretty flat session for Team India. Didn't look like much happening from the wicket. So I'll straight away go to Devashish. Devashish, I'll ask the most difficult question, which is according to me, so what exactly went wrong for India? Why they failed to take wickets even when they had a hard new ball in their hands?
So I think let's not be harsh on the Indian bowlers. Shubman Gill has tried all his options. He got the new ball, he gave it to Frustrates, Siraj, bowled their heart out. It means all the spinners were bowled, I think were given a fair go. But this wicket is unlike what we normally associate with a 50 wicket. Let's face the fact. These are true facts, and even the Sri Lankan former cricketers are also will accept and admit, and also they were heard on record saying there has not been unfavorable bounce. Normally, a day 5 wicket, you expect unfavorable bounce, ball kicking low, turning. Yes, it is turning, but it is very slow turn. And both Sonal Dinusha and Nuanta Kesara, Sonal Dinusha, yesterday also, Sairaj Bautole said he is a thorn in the flesh as far as the Indians are concerned. I would say Nuanta Kesara is also becoming a headache for India. Means past innings he scored only 18, but he was involved in a 57-run partnership with Sonal Dinusha, and this innings they have looked splendid. Hardly an error. Means obviously there were a few top edge, but those you cannot call it a chance. So I think absolutely spot on the way they batted. They showed temperament, character, grit, um, willing to spend their time playing sweep shots. All in all, it was a perfect rearguard um, uh, batting from these two batters.
And you can see they are not just looking to be there and just survive. They are also finding the boundaries at regular intervals, and that has been the hallmark of this partnership. That it's not just about blocking everything. They are taking singles as well. They are finding the boundary ropes as well. So it has been a very good batting display from these two batters, Sonal Dinusha and Kesharan Novant, and they like to bat together. That we have seen in the first innings as well. But we understand that Sonal Dinusha has been in glorious form. He has now scored 50 plus scores in all 4 innings. This is his fourth innings that is going on. And he's been the one batter that India have no answers to. They have tried everything against Sonal Dinusha, but nothing seems to be working against him, and he seems to be enjoying his batting at the moment. But Ishara Nuvanta, one interesting
But
side.
I think India missed the absence of Jasprit Bumrah. Had Jasprit Bumrah been there, I think things would have been different. Means that is what is Jasprit Bumrah for this Indian bowling attack. He can make things happen out of nothing. Means in this batting friendly conditions also Jasprit Bumrah would have made things happen. So I think yes, I'm not disrespecting the Sonal Dinusha, Nuanta Kesara, but had there been a Jasprit Bumrah, definitely something would have happened. Means without a doubt.
Yeah, obviously, having a bowler of Jasprit Bumrah's caliber, he's a difference maker. He's a wicket taker. He undoubtedly is the best bowler across formats in the world right now. But again, the question comes in: even when Jasprit Bumrah is not there, you have won a Champions Trophy. Even when Jasprit Bumrah is not there, you have won matches before as well. And this is a very weak Sri Lankan team. Three of their top batters are still not in this playing 11, and they are still fighting hard. They are still making India work hard for their wickets. And you know, Devashish, now if you go back in hindsight, just imagine if there was a Pathum Nissan. Their top order has been the big problem. Middle order has done well. If you go and just look back at this series, middle order has stood up for Sri Lanka. The middle order,
Lower middle order.
lower middle order. Even Dhananjay Silva has scored a half century. Nushin Dikwala one half century in the Gaul test. Everybody has stood up. But you look at the top three contributions. I think that's where Sri Lanka have struggled. Now, if you go back and look back in the series, if there was a Dinesh Chandimal playing this test match. He has scored most number of runs among the active players in this series, in at this venue. Then you have a Pathum Nissanka, who's been the best batter for Sri Lanka in the last couple of years. Then Kushal Mendis has scored. Three of their top batters, if they would have been playing in this series, it might have been more close than what it is right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is where you need to credit Sonal Dinusha and the Nuanta Kesara partnership more. If you talk about that partnership between Kamindu Mendis and Surya Bandara in the second inning, I think this partnership will give that confidence in the dressing room. Look at the smiles. Had you ever seen that Sri Lankan dressing room sporting a smile? Now they can sense that yes, they have a semblance of a chance to save this test match. I still not say that they are going to win this test match, but at least they can pin hopes. If this batting pair can stay for another hour or 1.5 hours, I think Sri Lanka will have that confidence to perhaps save this test match. And therein lies their biggest, I would say, psychological win. If Sri Lanka goes on to win, save this test match, it will be a psychological win for Sri Lanka and unfortunate for India.
Yeah, definitely, because now it's not Sri Lanka who is in contention for the WTC final, it's India who remains in the contention for to play the WTC final. And if it ends in a draw, as we have been saying on multiple occasions, that the road already it is very tough for India to the final, which will be played at the Oval next year. It will get more difficult because now then you will have to travel to New Zealand to play the match test series, and then Australia will come at home for the 5 test series. And again, with Australia, it's never an easy series. Because if you talk about the current international cricket, the India-Australia rival is the toughest rival. It's considered as the toughest rivalry. So it's not going to be easy right for India. That is why the importance of this series is more. The significance of winning this series 2-0 is more. And I think somewhat that pressure is evident now. Now, if you look at the way bowlers are bowling in the first session, they almost tried everything, all the plans, field placements, they tried multiple things, but nothing seems to be working out. And that's where, Devashish, when spinners are not doing well, spinners are not getting enough purchase. You have a new ball, you have two of your best pacers in the country. Yes, Jasprit Bumrah is not there, and his absence was felt in Gaul as well when there was a wicketless session between Niroshan Dikwala and Sonal Dinusha, that partnership, afternoon session. And today again, wicketless session. These sessions remind you of the value of Jasprit Bumrah. But again, are Mohammad Siraj and Prasidh Krishna not good enough on a wicket where there is bounce? You have a new ball. You have done it time and time again. You are facing a batter. You are bowling to a batter.
There is nothing on that wicket.
Yeah, but that's where you have to bring your expertise. That's where you have to bring all your experience.
I would say, why didn't Shubman Gill think out of the box and get in a Devdutt Padikkal or a Yashasvi Jaiswal? I think he had tried out all options except for the fact that he could have tried at least a couple of overs before lunch. He could have thought out of the box and brought in a Devdutt Padikkal or a Yashasvi Jaiswal. Who knows? I think.
And if a captain is running out of ideas, yes, your frontline bowlers are not doing well. We have seen that with Virat Kohli as well, with MS Dhoni. MS Dhoni used to do this a lot. Using part-timers, he almost made a wicket-keeper batter of Kedar Jadhav, a bowler. And then Kedar Jadhav, what a bowler he was for India. We also, how crucial wickets he has taken, whether it's Kane Williamson, Babar Azam, big wickets he has taken. But now, when nothing is happening, you can try something out of the box, and that is what we have been discussing since Gaul Test as well. That when things are not going your way, Shubman Gill can try something else. And if Shubman Gill is running out of ideas, There is a vice captain, KL Rahul. KL Rahul, as a senior player who has played far more cricket than a Shubman Gill, he has to
I
step
think
in.
he is in a better position to judge the conditions, at
Exactly.
least the wickets, because he's continuously filling in the slips. But I think once again, I yes, you might say that this Sri Lankans batted well, but the Indians and bowlers have lacked that thing, that X factor
Penetration.
to penetrate, to get it. See, one wicket might lead to a couple
Yeah,
more,
yeah,
and Sri Lanka might still get bundled out, say
under
within
150.
150, under 150. I can still vouch that Sri Lanka might still go get bundled out for 150. It's just a matter of breaking this partnership. But that partnership, the, that breakthrough hasn't happened for India. But once again, you shouldn't take the credit away from Shunal Dinusha. The way he batted in this series, means right from that first innings in goal, he has just swept India out, swept India away. That's the right term I would like to use.
Because he has scored the most number of runs by playing that shot, particular shot, sweet shot. And I have done that interview with his coach, and he used to say he used to practice 2-3 hours on that sweep shot here. And for the 13 years working with the same coach, Dulshan, he's only focused on practicing those sweep shots. It's not that he doesn't have the game against Pacers. If you look at his game against Pacers on the offside, it's very good. He looks like a very compact player, has a lot of time, and has a good head on his shoulders, and that's what has got him runs. Because even without Jasprit Bumrah to score against a quality opposition like India, you need a character. Dinusha is a character. You see, the difference is this is where the difference lies between a Niroshan Dikwela and a Sonal Dinusha. I'll give you an example that when Niroshan Dikvela, after whatever he did, the talking in goal, Indian fielders, wicket keeper, they are sledging him, and then he's throwing his wicket away. He is allowing the fielders, the Indian team, to get under his skin. And if you look at Sonal Dinusha, no Indian is trying to sledge him because they have understood that this guy is not a Niroshan Dikvela whom we can sledge and get out.
But I still think that is one of the options when wickets are not coming.
That is, that is why even
And
a Sarfaraz Khan was brought
yes,
inside
yes,
the
yes,
field.
and both Sarfaraz and Rishabh Pant was fielding close together, and they were constantly chatting. But that is why this knock by Sunal Dinusa stands out. Means the way he batted on day five, these are trying conditions. I won't say that these are. I mean, obviously this is not extremely difficult for batting, but still you have to hang in. You have to pay a price for your wicket. You have to look ugly. You have to score runs. The best part is he has also look to score runs. It's not that he has stayed put. He has also looked for scoring runs, and that is why he has looked a class apart from other Sri Lankan batters.
Sunal Dinusha has been doing well, but the other partner, if you look at the way Kesharan Umanta has batted, he has taken a lot of people by surprise because this is a very interesting stat that as a batter in first class cricket, he has never faced more than 70 deliveries in an innings, and in the last three innings, he has faced more than 200 deliveries. In your first Test series, you are batting low in the lower middle order as a bowling all rounder, and you are doing your job. Couple of drives that he played of Mohammad Siraj, one drive that reminded. I thought that there was a bit of Virat Kohli in that cover drive. Kesharan who won the has looked very solid. Even against spinners, hardly has taken any step wrong in his innings right so far.
Yeah, see again, once again, it boils down to the same thing. These are the all of means, unfortunately, what we might say that this weekend and Sri Lanka credit to Sri Lankan the curator here. I think that's the only possibility Sri Lanka could have saved this test match, or rather, means not lose. Means had this wicket played to its like a true fifth day wicket, things would have been different. But that has not been the case. That has not been the case. But unfortunately, but I still believe it's a matter of one ball. It's a matter of one delivery. What happened yesterday?
Yeah.
When Kamindu Mendis and Surya Bandera partnership were on, everyone was chanting, "Oh, come on, man, Sri Lanka will bat out India." But that was not the case. One wicket has led to couple more.
Especially after T, 3 wickets fell. 3 wickets fell, and
And it was a pretty quick time.
exactly in a matter of few overs, 3 wickets fell, and it has been the case right throughout the series. Even if you go back in Gaul, that afternoon wicketless session in afternoon, and after that in the last session, India went on to bundle out Sri Lanka, and that could be a possibility in the next session as well. But for that, Indian bowlers will have to be more penetrative. Will have to look for wickets. They have to try something out of the box. Shubman Gill, the think tank must think out of the box now, because now the more runs will come, it will be get difficult, increasingly difficult, because there is a forecast of rain as well. We cannot discount that. So yes, let's see what happens. If it rains, then obviously we'll come back live. But if it doesn't, then let's see if India can get a result out in this session, or this game moves to the third session. Do let us know your opinions. What do you think where this game is heading? And we'll be back. Thanks for watching, and keep supporting the sports. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.